Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of RealScreenReviews.com. And I'm happy to have with me, once again, returning guest critic, Debbie D'Angelo, the lovely Debbie D'Angelo. Thank you for being here.
Always put lovely in there.
Lovely, always. And we didn't mean to, but I think we almost coordinated pretty good here, which works out good for the take today. But we're actually back today to review the film Burlesque that opened nationwide on November 24th, 2010, and that film stars Academy Award winner Cher, the debut of Christina Aguilera, the debut of Julianne Hough from Dancing with the Stars, who we both like, and a lovable actor of mine, Stanley Tucci.
Love him.
Yes, this film comes to us from director Steve Anton, who, if I've never heard of the director, I actually do some research, and the only thing I could find that he was in is, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the movie The Goonies from back in 1985, but I love that movie, and he's Troy, the idiot that you don't like, that's vying for Andy's affection with actor Josh Brolin, and after so many years off, he's now stepped into the writer and director's chair as the writer and director of Burlesque. And as always, I will turn it over to my guest critic to tell us a little bit about Burlesque.
Small town girl makes big, I think. Christina Aguilera's character, Allie, is a girl from a small town in Iowa, and she aspires to be a performer and a singer, so she packs her bags and takes off for Hollywood, stumbles upon the Burlesque nightclub. Yeah, and from there, she begins life as a cocktail waitress while dreaming that she's going to be up on stage.
Now, once again, I always say how I attempt to guess, but I'm clueless. I have no idea whether this struck a chord with Debbie or whether it did not. Did you like it? Did you not like it?
I did like it. You know, I know a lot of people did not like it. I've heard many different reviews, many different opinions.
Well, what did you like about it?
I'll tell you what. First of all, I went in knowing that I love Cher.
Right.
I love Stanley Tucci. And Christina Aguilera has a fantastic voice.
Amazing.
Unfortunately, that outshines her performance abilities
I
as
agree.
an actress.
I agree.
But I just thought it was a fun, pleasant, entertaining, energetic kind of movie. Yeah, it's kind of weak.
Yeah, it is kind of weak. And I'm going to tell you that one of the problems that I had with the movie is I really wanted to like this movie a lot. I really wanted to like this movie a lot, and I didn't like the movie a lot. I will say off the bat that I think it's actually a real ripoff of Chicago. I mean, there are certain numbers that mirror the Roxy Hart number, the All That Jazz number, the Bob Fosse dancing. I mean, it's very, very prevalent, I think, throughout the film, and I don't think, because Chicago was made just 5-6 years ago, I don't think that was enough time to pass before you want to pay this massive homage to this film that was done to perfection when it was done 5-6 years ago, and I just don't think it measured up. That's the first
yeah, I
problem
would say it
have with
doesn't measure up to Chicago, but I wasn't comparing it to Chicago.
Yeah.
I just went in knowing I liked the characters, I love to sing and dance, and I love the music. I thought it was high energy.
Can Stanley Tucci play any role?
This
guy is he's got to be the most likable, he can play any role.
And the dynamic between him and Cher, I thought was pretty good.
I loved the banter between those characters, but I didn't like the banter as much between Cher and Christina Aguilera. I didn't like the banter between her and her love interest.
No love
interest. It was really,
no love.
it was really pretty flat between her and I want to say the actor's name is Eric Dane. But then Kristen Bell as the diva of the show was wonderful, and my favorite number in the whole movie was Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend with her and Julianne Hough trying to be the head of the number. I thought was good. But on a whole, I really thought that the movie was weak. And how do I put this? I thought the movie poster was great. I thought the movie advertisements were great. I thought the trailers were really good. But I just thought the movie was just okay when I saw it on a whole.
Well, you know, kind of a lot of icing, very little cake. But you know what?
That's a good way to put it.
I'm a person who loves to scrape the icing off and eat it and leave the cake. So that's why I like the movie.
Well, I'm not going to beat it up too bad. I'm going to say that I did like it. I think that Christina Aguilera waited so long to make her debut. And I commend her for that, but I really think she could have maybe chose even a little more wisely, even though I think that this movie was probably tailored to fit her, to make her debut.
Hey, she can belt it out.
And
you can't do everything.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, one minor issue that I had is I always thought that when I watched Chicago, and it's hard for me not to compare the two, that the musical numbers were very seamless. Like, they just came and went, and it fit the movie perfectly. And it's like, there's that one scene where Cher's walking across the stage, and the guy says, hey, do you want to rehearse that number right now? And she's like, sure. And she sits down and sings a song, and the line really could have been substituted with, hey, do you want to do that commercial song that's going to play on the radio? And she'd be like, yeah, sure, let's do that. Other than that, I really felt like a lot of the stuff maybe was kind of planned or forced or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not going to say that I despised it, because I didn't despise it. I thought the musical numbers were very solid for what they were, and I liked them.
And it's difficult to live up to the hype. When you give a movie as much hype as that had going in,
yes,
it's difficult to meet that
No,
expectation.
I agree. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons that I didn't enjoy the movie as much, because they set the bar so high with the expectations and the advertisements. Well, how many stars are you going to give this?
3.
She's giving it 3 stars.
I was going to say 2.5 to 3, but I'm going to go 3.
She's going with 3. I'm actually going to say I didn't like it anywhere near as much as you, but I'm not going to bash the movie at all. I'm going to say that it's average. I'm going to say that this is 2 stars out of 4. I say a lot, if this is what you're looking for, then you're probably going to be entertained if you see it. If your expectations are you're going to go see something as wonderful and phenomenal as Chicago, I really think you're going to get let down.
But you'll be tapping your toe and singing.
Yeah, there were some really fun numbers. I just think on a whole there wasn't enough of a storyline to back up the musical numbers that we had, and that wasn't the case with Chicago. There was a story, and there was these 3 characters that were...
Substance a little lacking, but enjoyable nonetheless.
Well, Debbie, I'm going to say thank you so much for being here on RealScreenReviews.com, and I'm sure she's going to be back again to review something. I'd like to have you back for The Tourist, if that's at all possible.
Right.
That's Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp, and that seems like one that is a little more of a darker tone, but still like a little more of a romance in there. So I
doubt we'll agree, but we'll try it.
Once again, we're going to disagree, but as always, we'll end this with, and remember, people, we're not always right, but only when it comes to the movies. And thank you very much for your attention.